Thank you. Now, this morning we have a public forum from Vicky Walker. So, Vicky, are you on board? I think I saw you. There you are. So, welcome, Vicky. And your time starts now, and you have 5 minutes.
Thank you. I've written something out, so if I get emotional, I can sort of send it to you rather than read it. But anyway, here we go. Wastewater poo, toxic smell. Whilst this is about me today, there are so many on this side of town suffering and miserable with the smell. I've lived, worked and brought up my children and grandchildren in Bromley for over 24 years. I've been battling along with others in my community from the smell from the compost plant to be sorted for years now. Yet just as that looks like we might be getting resolution, we have the fire at the wastewater plant. I feel like I live in a third world country that doesn't give people's health priority. We deserve clean air to breathe. In my own community, we have put up with earthquakes, massacres, and now COVID. My mental and physical health is poor. I work hard. I can't nurture myself with a walk after work, or go into my garden, or open my house, my home, my community. I can't breathe fresh air. I can't invite friends over because I don't know if the toxic stench will be there, and it's very embarrassing. My enjoyment of life has been eroded. Now I live daily with this horrendous, foul, toxic stench from this wastewater plant. Last night, after a long, busy day, I came home to a wall of toxic stench. Greeted me at my door when I opened it. I tried to make dinner and eat my dinner with my husband the best I could. My stomach churned and I felt nauseous from the toxic smell. I am having headaches constantly, which I've never, ever had in my life before. I'm feeling constantly exhausted, and I put it down to the smell. We are born with a sense of smell for a reason. It's to alert us to danger. When I smell this smell, my body goes into overdrive and my adrenal hits, just to alert me things aren't right. My adrenaline is in flight, and when I constantly have to push open my windows or close them, turn off or on my HRV, bring my clothes in off the line, it's a very unhealthy way to live, and I'm exhausted from it, absolutely exhausted. I use my dryer to dry my clothes, as I don't trust the smell not to permeate my clothes if I hang them on the line. I've never used my dryer as much as I have in the last 5 months. I feel like the toxic smell permeates every cell in my body, and I try to use other smells to camouflage it or neutralise it, but it doesn't work. I end up gagging. I'm woken. We are woken by the smell. It often makes me feel like vomiting and I can't get back to sleep. Like I said, this pays a toll on my physical and mental health. I feel stuck and trapped here. I can't sell my home for what it's worth. Who would want to buy it with the smell? To escape, I am lucky I have a car and I can get in it and travel and go for a walk on Sumner Beach or Red Cliffs close by. My neighbour is not so lucky. She is disabled and rides a mobility scooter. She is trapped, like so many are. I try to console her best I can, but it's not easy, and there are many people on the east side of Christchurch. We feel miserable. Previously, this wastewater plant posed no problem until the fire. We deserve respect and to be listened to. Each and every one of you were elected to this council to take care of the needs of Christchurch. You are responsible to take care of the people of Christchurch, to take care of mine and their health. But first and foremost, I need to have this toxic smell sorted. I need to have a daily update, a step of the process that's happening, so that we're informed and we can feel supported. I need to be able to plan so we're not exposed to it, whilst I understand it won't be fixed immediately. I want you to consult with me or us, please, so we feel heard and respected. Perhaps some tickets to the hot pools on the New Brighton Beach might be able to ease some of the stress and some fresh air from the sea for some of us. some respite for those disabled and trapped, not able to get to the hot pools. Perhaps, well, I just don't know. But I'd ask you to do your job wisely, to listen to me, because it's not just me, it's everyone on this side. If you look at the Facebook pages, it's many, many people affected by this. And please hurry up and do it. Thank you.
Thank you, Vicky. Thank you very much for that. I know that's been hard for you to talk about that, and we can all see how emotional this has made you and the struggle that you're going through. And it is a tragedy that's following the organics processing plant that you've suffered through for so long. Look, I'm going to make the unusual step of asking a staff member, I think it's Helen Beaumont, just to make a couple of comments in response to your public forum. We've taken on board your comments about what you require and more better comms and possibly something to ease the pain. We can take that offline, but I will ask Helen to just respond very briefly to you that might help you with some information. And elected members, I won't be taking questions on this as it's public forum, but we'll take it offline. So Helen, go ahead, please.
Thanks very much. And first of all, a heartfelt apology from staff for the persistent odours from the wastewater treatment plant. It has been a real struggle following the fire to get on top of the odours from various sources. And as you know, immediately after the fire, it was very bad indeed in the local area and across the whole of the city. So we are slowly getting on top of the treatment process. And we're also doing some interim works to improve the processing that we've got left at the plant there. I'd like to just make a couple of comments about the odour itself. So the odour is largely due to hydrogen sulfide. So it's got that typical rotten egg smell, which indeed is foul and familiar to anybody who lives near a poorly functioning treatment plant. And familiar, of course, to people who live in Rotorua. And the real issue with hydrogen sulfide is that, as you say, our noses are really good at smelling it, and it's indicative of anaerobic conditions, so no oxygen produces that reduced sulfur, and those compounds, particularly hydrogen sulfide, but other sulfur compounds, as that organic matter decays. So the real issue with the hydrogen sulfide is not so much a health issue and that it's toxic in and of itself. It's just so odorous, and we can detect it at levels 500 times lower than those that would cause any direct health effects. However, I agree that prolonged exposure does cause high levels of anxiety and makes it very difficult to enjoy the outdoor part of your house. So yeah, we take on board the issues
indoor
that you face, yes, and the indoors if it comes in through your windows. So the issue around communications is well made, and we are looking at doing much improved and more frequent communications, and putting together some videos so that we can explain what's happening with the processing at the plant and what improvements are being made week by week, because every week we are working to improve the situation. So yeah, once again, my apologies. And I know that the sort of autumn period with the warm, moist weather conditions and much stiller conditions at night has meant that smell has lingered more than it was when we had the breezier summer conditions. So that has been an added problem for us.
I'm sorry, I forgot. There was one other piece I meant to add to that, but I forgot to put it on the end. Can I please just bring that forward?
Okay, just quickly.
I'm worried about the infrastructure. I'd like to know what the plan is for the infrastructure of the permitting of all these new subdivisions. Where is all that going to, and what the future holds for that plant?
Okay, thank you. I think Helen's got that on board. That can be loaded into the comms.
Thank you.
Goes out. Thank you very much,
Okay.
Vicky. Take care. Thank you for talking to us, and we have listened.
Good.
And thank you, Helen, for that update.
Thanks.